Despite Steven Gerrard's best efforts, Celtic are still the dominant force in Scottish football. They're unstoppable. But what about on a computer game? Well, we've decided Celtic are the next team we want to look at in our Football Manager 2020 simulation to see if the game predicts 5 more years of dominance for the Hoops. Well, long story short, yeah, Glasgow's still green and white by the looks of things. Celtic have won every single Scottish Premiership title, meaning they've lifted the title a record 14 times in a row. Their most recent one was dominant, 24 points ahead of Rangers in second. There's been a change in manager though. Neil Lennon would go to Leicester, because apparently that's just what Celtic managers do nowadays, and be replaced by former Hoop defender Darren O'Dea. Well, O'Dea was excellent, winning 5 league titles in a row and incredibly earning himself a move to AC Milan. That means there's a new manager in charge, and his name is Dave Mackay, who started the simulation as a coach at Dundee, which is kind of a bit underwhelming, isn't it? They've also won their fair share of cups, but that's where the dominance ends, as they haven't won every trophy available to them. However, they did just win the Scottish Cup, beating Aberdeen 2-0 in the final. So let's look at who started for Celtic and who else they've got in the squad. In goal was David Surya. The stopper got a clean sheet in the cup final, ending his first full season in Glasgow in style. Surya joined in January 2024 from Monaco, and he's been solid in between the sticks, justifying his rather cheap £4.4 million price tag. He played 30 league games last season and impressively kept clean sheets in 17 of them. He's backed up by Camille Grabara, a man who in reality is a Liverpool youngster. In 5 years' time, this is a Football Manager prediction I could really see coming true. Right back was ALEJANDRO POZO. There's a real Spanish flavour at the start of the Celtic side, maybe the head recruitment was Spanish, who knows. Either way, POZO was Celtic Mr Versatile, playing at right back, right midfield, right wing and left wing. On this day he was in defence, ending his first season in Scotland with another trophy after his £6.5 million arrival from Sevilla. Centre back was Jim Murphy. The first and only regen in the starting 11, Jim Murphy has just enjoyed a decent first season in the Celtic first team, having emerged from the club's academy like so many have before him in the past. He's only 20 and has started well, so could get a big move in the years to come. That's what happened to Christopher Raya, as he's now a Real Madrid player, which you already know if you saw that video. Murphy was alongside Cedric Kipre. The Big Ivorian has also just completed his first season at Celtic Park, and what a season it was! He ended the year with an average of 7.2, which is pretty solid really. He joined the Hoops in 2024 from Leeds United, costing a huge £20 million. That makes him the most expensive player in this team, but he isn't actually the club's record signing. That goes to Teemu Pukki, who Celtic paid £25 million to re-sign in the summer of 2020. He's gone now though, now playing in the United Arab Emirates. By the looks of things, Kipper could be gone soon as well, with Aston Villa and Crystal Palace both keen. Left back was Greg Taylor. Our first player who was actually a hoop in the real world, Greg Taylor is still marauding down the left in Glasgow, having arrived in the summer of 2019 following Kieran Tierney's move to Arsenal. The former Kilmarnock man is one of Celtic's best and most consistent performers by the looks of things, only getting lower than a 7 in one season. He's a solid performer for Celtic, which makes it all the more surprising that he hasn't left. I mean, all the other big names have been sold off. Callum McGregor's gone, Forrest's gone, Edouard's obviously gone, even the little baby Karamoko Dembele is gone. Pretty much every player's been sold off for big money over the years. Centre midfield was Karol Linetti. He's one of the bigger names in this Celtic team and has been a solid performer during his 3 years in Scotland. He cost just over £10 million in January 2023, and the Polish international is one of Celtic's best players in the cup final win over Aberdeen, getting a rating of 7.7. It looks like he's the enforcer in the middle of the park, with Scott Brown finally ending his time in Scotland in the year 2021. He's now a coach, although no one's actually given him a job yet. Linetti was alongside Ewan Henderson. While his older brother Liam is still enjoying his football in Italy, Ewan has emerged as a fully fledged first teamer in recent years at Celtic, although he's still the number 52, which isn't ideal really. His averages aren't great, but he's chipped in with a few goals, and another option Celtic have in the middle of the park is Jake Kane, another player they stole from the Liverpool Academy. He's okay too, nothing special. They've also got Yangel Herrera, who you might know as a City youngster. Well, in 2025 he's a good player up in Scotland, and is currently a target for Newcastle, Norwich and Lyon. On the right wing is Jesse Lingard. Remember when Scott Sinclair went to Celtic and became the best player in the world? That's basically what's happened here. Lingard is the biggest name in the Celtic squad right now, having cost £17 million in 2021. While he was lost at Man United, he's the star at Celtic, having become something of a goal machine in green and white. Finally he's showing everyone what he's truly capable of. Who cares if it's in Scotland and not the Premier League? He's a big name and one of many who've actually played for Celtic in this simulation. They've had Michy Batshuayi, Ferran Torres, Takumi Minamino, Juan Foyth and Ferland Mendy. Attacking midfielder was Emile Smith-Rowe. While Lingard is Celtic's biggest signing, I think this one has to go down as their best. Smith-Rowe is one of the highest rated Arsenal youngsters around, but on FM20, Celtic were able to sign him for absolutely nothing. He's had 2 excellent seasons in a Celtic shirt, recording 18 assists in the 24-25 campaign. Those are impressive numbers and beg the question, why did Arsenal let him go so easily? On the left was ALEJANDRO. A £7 million signing in the summer of 2023, Czech winger ALEJANDRO looks like he's been pretty good in Scotland, helping himself to a decent amount of goals and assists. Not as many as Smith-Rowe and Lingard though, but still a decent amount. His main rival down the left is Mikey Johnston, as he's still with the club and loves flying down the flank, and his averages suggest he's been pretty damn good too. Sadly for him, he missed the cup final against Aberdeen through injury. And up front was Silas Wamangituka. This lad was linked with Celtic not too long ago in the real world, and in 2024 he finally became a hoop on Football Manager 2020. He was a bargain as well, costing just £3 million, having been worth 10 times as much a few years back. His first season in Scotland was solid, netting 7 times in 22 league appearances, and he also got himself a goal in the cup final. Looking at Celtic's other strikers, it really seems like their biggest source of goals is actually Jesse Lingard. Go on Jesse, you've finally found your level. So that's Celtic in 2025 according to Football Manager 2020. Let us know who you'd like to look at next in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Elecspo, and until next time, we'll see you around.